strive to make a pair. Brother, we can't quit until we get our share. Say it loud. Say it loud. One more time. Say it loud. I was gonna do this. Take the sheet off your face, boy. It's a brand new day. Respect yourself. Respect yourself. If you don't respect yourself, ain't nobody gonna give a good.
Respect yourself.
All right, we are live on Black Power Radio Sunday night. What's going on, family? Black Power.
What up? Black Power.
Black.
What's
happening with it?
We got a special
What it
guest
do?
in the house tonight. Yes, we are live on Black Power Radio. This is
Yes,
your
yes.
co-host, Sister Janae, broadcasting live from the great state of New York. Baby, we in New York City tonight.
The Big Apple.
Live on Black
All right,
Power
all right.
Radio. All right.
Yes.
We coming all the way
Oh,
from
sure.
California to NYC with the
Oh,
update.
sure.
Update.
Yes, yes.
All right.
So,
go ahead.
Sissy Pooh, she's in the Big Apple, where there is no shortage of urine and rats. Yes, family.
That's right. Don't talk about pizza rat now. I'm so scared of pizza rat up here. Lord have mercy.
Here's what it is.
My
Yes,
first
good
time
old-
in New York was tragic. I was like, y'all see them damn rats running around out here like that? Yeah, it's just like that.
I'm telling you, they part of the subway system. So hey, can't do a
They
dang thing
run
about
all that. That's they state.
it. I
Don't
tell you
nobody
that.
pay attention to them.
Yeah, because they so
They
used
so
to it.
used
I've
to
been there.
it.
I've been there, I've been done that. Well, family, welcome to Black Power Radio. This is your other co-host, policy, friendly neighborhood policy analyst, Dr. Truth Bay in his house. And we have our youth mentor from the DMV area, none other than Brother Raheem Shabazz. What's up, bro?
Hey, salute y'all, Black Power, Black Excellence, Assalamu alaikum. Hope everybody doing all right in America, KKK. Keep your head on the swivel, stay focused.
I know that's right. Every day it's a struggle, but we are going to overcome this struggle this year. We got a lot of good things planned, family. So this is the last week of Black Power Radio. We have a preparation for next month, April, which is National Poetry Month. So we're going to get it some kickoff with some great spoken word artists. We had a couple of weeks ago, Mr. Byron Brooks. I hope to grace our stage as well. Sam Brown with some powerful spoken word. And we encourage you, family. So if you're listening to us now, come on board, log on to StreamYard, and let your talent be heard. We are looking for artists, especially performing artists with exceptional talent for our upcoming Million Youth March happening September 5th and 6th in DC, where we're looking to host and sponsor at least 100 of the greatest young people from around the globe. Highlight age 13 to 29. But if you pass the age of 29 and you're still a youth at heart, you know, you still have room for coaching and to be a positive influence. But right now, family, we need to come together more than ever. This is the year. Man, when I tell you, shit is not going to get any easier, family, if we continue in this path. But we really got to empower our Black families, the Black man, the Black woman, and the Black youth. Particularly, you guys are the future. Ain't that right, Sissy Pooh?
That is correct, my queen. And we are currently organizing for the Million Youth Rally in September, as well as the kickoff in Virginia. We're going to be kicking off the Million Youth Rally in Norfolk, Virginia, right?
Absolutely.
Yes. All
Absolutely.
right.
with Brother
All right.
Raheem Shabazz and
April
his
26th.
initiative. Yes, April 26th in Norfolk, Virginia. So what we're doing, guys and girls and ladies and gentlemen, we are going from city to city, rallying the
Mhm.
youth in your city. If you have
Definitely.
a youth organization and you want to join us, then let us know. We're inviting you in. We have a think tank that we do. We host every Thursday night. All you have to do is come to the table. Everybody is included. Long as you are focusing on the youth of tomorrow, you have a plan of action in place, and you need a platform to stand on. We're asking you to come with us and stand with us. We have been organizing for the Million Youth Rally ahead of schedule. We started this last year, the year before that, and things like that. So we have the background work done for you. All you got to do is come to the table. We've got backing and support now. We have support from all over the world at this point. So we have everything we want to show to you that we have what you need at the table already. All we need for you to do is show up. Black power.
Black
Show
Black
power.
up.
Power.
Black
That's
power.
right.
Absolutely.
Show
Vince
up for
first.
your babies. Show up for your future because we see that this administration don't give a damn about us. Don't give a damn about black babies. Don't give a damn about black people in
Yeah.
general.
They shutting down the
Word on the
African
street
American
is
Museum in DC. They trying to defund
exactly
that.
he's trying to
Mm-hmm.
defund the African American
Wow.
Museum and shut it
Mm-hmm.
down
That's
because
gangster.
like really what are you proving? This museum pulls in over 1.3 million people a day in a year. Come on. Come on now.
Absolute
And you
facts.
Right,
telling us
right, right.
we can't view our
One of the
history.
greatest museums on the East Coast.
That's what we do as a part of the Sankofa International Conference. We bring people from all over the world to
Mm-hmm.
the Sankofa International Conference and show them the African American Museum. And I believe what the problem is because we waking up our minds. And when you go in that museum and you get the feeling of what really happened to our ancestors, you will never leave there the same.
Mm-hmm.
You will not walk out of that museum and be the same person that you was before you went in there. And that's
Absolute.
their biggest fear because it's
You're
waking
right.
up the black youth.
I need to
Black
go in there
power.
50 to 100 more times. That's black power. That's facts.
That's right. So
That's
even if you
facts.
visit one time, you're gonna
Right.
have to come back 2 or 3 more times to really soak in the contributions that black people have made to this country.
Exactly.
And they don't want to do
That's
that.
right.
They don't want us to be included in the history of the United States. Do they?
No,
Clearly they
we
don't.
built that country, and our ancestors are hanging in that museum, and these folks are making cash over money, hand over our culture
Absolutely.
every single day
Every
based on
single
our
day.
history. So we definitely got to step in and own our own museums and own our own artifacts, our culture. Or we have to take control
We
of
need
that.
to take them
Making
back. We
money
need
off.
to stop asking for them and go get them. That's what it's about to come down to. If the Smithsonian is holding our ancestors hostage, they have body parts, they've got mummies, they've got gold, they have everything that belongs to Africa under wraps.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? So that does not
Yep.
belong to you. Give it back. If you don't want us to talk about it, give it back. Give it back to the people you took it from. You stole it from.
Right.
You sold us, you stole us, and you owe us.
Mm.
And that's what we standing on.
Big time.
I'm still in that line.
That's right. That's right.
That's right. You stole us, you sold us, and you owe us.
Mm.
Black power. That's it. And that's what
Black
black power.
power.
But
That's
my thing on that, first thing
That's
we
facts
gotta do,
though.
we
Black
gotta
power.
get this unity together. We gotta unify.
That's right. But see, in order for us to unify, we must be educated. Everything we have been taught
That part.
is not the truth. They have not taught the black nor the white youth the truth. We have been
Facts.
lied to. And,
Facts.
and that's
It's
why
like when they teach European
education
history.
in the party is so important. And I stress that to all my comrades. I was like, look, y'all, we don't have time to play around no more. We lost 4 good years, 5. I know, and maybe more than that in the party. because we weren't focusing on educating our comrades. So if you don't understand what you're doing, you're gonna miss the whole point of why we're organizing. Why do we need to organize? Why do we need to pull together? You know what I'm saying? Why is it important for us to Kuji Chagalia? Why is it important for us to do that? Ask that question.
Right.
You know, answer that question. Why is it important for us to really impose the African principles that we have learned? If it was not for the Black Panther Party, I would not know about these things. I was educated. I was taught in the school of hard knocks, literally on the highway, about the punch bowls and the things that they have done to Tulsa, Oklahoma. I've been to Tulsa, Oklahoma 6 times for the case of Queen Mother Pamela Smith, who was born and raised right there in Tulsa, Oklahoma, where the atrocity happened, where they only say 300 black bodies was accounted for. We accounted for over 3,000 missing people. A whole community was burned and bombed. You know, and then when you go further and you dig deeper into the Tulsa massacre, the people that started Tulsa, Oklahoma was the same people they issued from South Carolina, Mississippi, Alabama on the Trail of Tears, the Black people, the indigenous people.
Right.
They were so pissed off at them succeeding when they went to Tulsa, Oklahoma, they burned it down. Now, I just educated you on something you didn't even know nothing about. But look it up. Okay? Look it up.
That's right.
And when you get out the car and you go to Tulsa, Oklahoma, you step foot on that ground, that's holy ground. They put a freaking baseball field on top of the graves of our ancestors. Yeah, think about that. Desecrated our ancestors' graves by putting a baseball field out there. And the Black people in Tulsa, Oklahoma are so distraught from the atrocities. Like, you just have to go. It's Black every Black people USA. We got places where people walking around in just a state of confusion, cognitive dissonance. They just want to get high. They can't believe that what's happening to them. And it keeps happening over and over and over again. We think that racism and hanging people ended. It never ended. It never stopped. We just went to a hanging case in Durham, North Carolina when I first started with the party back in 2019. Case of Gary Kimber. Look him up. Found hung in a tree at a damn bus stop in Durham, North Carolina. His family was so upset about the situation, they didn't even want to do no investigation. Okay? Within 3 hours of us doing our walking around the neighborhood, we found out the boy was not under the tree by himself. They heard hollering and screaming and crying. All this stuff. But why didn't the police find out the information we found out in the hour? Why was that not investigated? Because they've been killing us. They've been killing Black people, y'all. The twins. Look at what's new in the news now. The twins that was found in the mountains, a murder-suicide. Now, you my twin brother. Why I'm going to kill you and myself and we got somewhere to go? We on vacation. We going
I'm
to
glad
meet
you're bringing all this up, too. That's facts. I'm glad you're bringing this up, Queen Nzinga. That's facts.
It.
Because
So
that's a white supremacy hit on the twins, and we gotta be careful because they looking for twins. They looking for certain types of Black melanin in the DNA where they can reproduce our DNA and our melanin. You know what I'm saying? So they might them twins when they probably got buried. I guarantee you they had some organs missing.
Organs
You know
missing.
what I'm saying?
Exactly. They're stealing our organs. They're
You feel
eating
me?
our flesh.
Even the albino children, the albino children
Eating us. Y'all don't get it. They are
eating us. You
eating
heard? Hey,
Black people. They are
when
fucking
Trump
us and
said,
eating us.
when Oink Face Trump said they're eating people, he was talking about them white motherfuckers out there in the Midwest. He was talking about them. He knew who he's talking about, but he didn't want to upset his peoples, his oink eaters. You know what I'm saying? Because that's exactly what them crackers doing. They eating children, and they doing it for ritualistic purposes. But proceed, sister, Black Power. That's why we definitely got to protect our youth even more. By any means, you see children running around, watch the children. You know what I mean? Kids at bus stops, watch the children at the bus stops. Because there's some weird motherfuckers in all races walking around. You know what I mean? Black, white, Hispanic, Chinese. It don't even matter. Then you gotta watch aunties and uncles and family members and all them too.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Salute y'all. Black
That's
power.
they not excluded either. Anybody that preys on children, anybody that pay too much attention to a child that don't belong to them, you got to watch them. Something ain't right. You know, we got to stop protecting, like you say, stop protecting these pedophiles, these uncles and cousins and stepdaddies and all this stuff. Stop leaving your kids with your boyfriends and stuff like that you don't really know. How many babies done lost their life because you done deal with a crash out? He ain't got nowhere to go.
Thanks.
You let him in there because you need a babysitter so you can go to work. You know, so we got to empower our young mothers. We also have to support our young Black fathers as well, because I'm a very much so advocate for single Black fathers. You know, I'm an advocate for Black men that have to take care of their children. I help them in the community. We help them. We support them as well, so you don't crash out and you don't hurt your children. You understand what I'm saying? So
Absolutely.
we really got to get it together, y'all. And forgive me for not introducing our new co-host. Like I said, I'm in New York, Jersey. I'm in New York, Jersey, whatever. But we do have a new comrade that's coming on board. He's not new to me, but he's new to y'all. So we're gonna introduce Brother Tupac
Black Power.
out of Jersey.
Black power,
He's
brother.
brother, strong revolutionary that's coming in. You know, he's new. He's not new to the revolution. Let's put that together. Let's get that real. Not new to it, but he about to be true to it. Okay, so we want to welcome you to the stage. You talk a little bit about yourself, brother.
How's everybody?
We doing good. Black Power.
Yes,
Y'all can hear me?
Yeah, they can.
Loud and clear, brother. Loud and clear.
Yeah, my name's Tupac from Patterson. I'm just trying to get on board and get shit shaking. I'm recently just there, completed a peer recovery specialist course. So now I'm a peer recovery specialist. Woo! I want to take that and create a mentorship getaway program. That's some shit I made up. I want to take your child for 6 months, take them away to a nice little spot once I get my nonprofit together, get this little house, take your child for 6 months and rebrand him. He'll go to school, he'll learn more stuff, and he'll get well educated.
That's right.
Right on.
That's right. So
they need to get away.
Yeah. So we're gonna hook him up and link him with some of the other people that have like what you call it? Internship, yeah, internships with the, you know, and take them on a retreat so we can teach them some tactical training. We can teach them some political education ourselves. We have got to put our ideology in our children now. We can't wait for nobody else to educate our kids. The biggest mistake all of us made was sending our children to the white man and letting the white man educate them. Black power.
Black power.
Okay, because we all were miseducated. We weren't sitting in the classroom with our kids while they were putting this crap into their minds. Has anybody used algebra since they've been a grown person? Just ask me. Answer that one time. When have you needed to use an algebra?
That's for a friend.
Exactly. You have not used none of that bullshit that they was given to you at all. You know, none of it.
No, sir.
None of it have we used. No, and the kids be so burnt out when they get to the 12th grade. So that's why some of them don't make it, because they tired. It's repetitiveness. It's bullshit. You know, teach them the basics. Reading, writing, and arithmetic. History is very much so important. But teach them the truth. Don't omit certain things. You know, now they don't want to even talk about slavery because it make the white people feel that. Come on now. What they call it? What's the name of it?
It's all facts. Like, we really got to have our own learning institutions, Black learning institutions, every city, every county, every borough. Up in the South, Midwest, we got to have our own schools. You know what I'm saying? Like, they got these public schools in the South named after Confederate leaders. You feel me? Yeah. So at the end of the day, like, we got to have our own learning institutes. I don't care if people name them Like I got my own I'm working on. It's Timbuktu, but people could name the institute Mali Institute, Ghanaian Institute. They can name them Queen Nzinga Institute. You know what I mean? King Tupac, you know what I mean? King Amuro Shakur. However, we got to have our own institutions, especially named after our leaders. Huey P. Newton, Bobby Seals, you know what I mean? Coretta Scott Kings. We need
Angela
to name our
Davis,
own
all of them.
schools.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And we got to pull out our own pockets, our own resources. There's people with bread. There's brothers and sisters with bread. And if we could actually reach them and actually influence them to invest into things that we really got going on, that'll be great. You know what I'm saying? Like, the only person I seen really going out there doing Cash App was Dr. Umar Johnson. He got his school. He got his building. He did it by any means, but he got his building. That's an example. You know what I mean? We need like 50 million more damn schools throughout the world. You feel me? Representing us, because they trying to take away our history, and that'll never work. Black power.
Black power. Like I said before, it's that unity. We gotta get that first. We need that. Once we unify, like the Jews and the Hispanics and the whites and all that, we good to go. Because everybody wanna be us. They wanna be like us.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
That's right.
They want to be like us. They can't be us though. They got pieces of our DNA in us. That's why they want to be like us, because they know they came from us. Especially them Caucasoids. You know what I'm saying? They was created in the mountains. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, they are part of us, and they are basically, that's why they hate us. You know what I mean? So salute, y'all.
Right. So first and foremost, we got to put that plan in action. Let's do a little reminder. I'll play a video. If we can play the background. But in the meantime, Brother Raheem, can you remind us as Panthers that we have a 10-point platform? Yeah, right? We have to apply it.
Brother and sister, be a doctor if you want to be a doctor.
We back.
Okay.
Okay.
Be a lawyer. Be a scientist, be an engineer if you want to be an engineer. Just use your talent and your knowledge for the benefit of your people.
We bear witness that the African man, woman, and child, when you beat us down, when you rape us, when you steal from us, we always rise to the occasion. Always rise to the occasion. At this point in our struggle, we must be clear that our youth are essential for us to move on to the so-called next millennium. We won't get to the next millennium if we can't save our children.
This march is just a part of what I would call the healing process that we as African Americans have to go through with each other. You see, it's a thing of us. It's a thing of us coming together and learning to love one another. You know, it's not a point of ostracizing or keeping everybody else or completely separating everybody else. But first, you have to learn how to come together with each other before you can start worrying about everybody else and everybody else's problems.
Open the gates! Open the gates! Open the gates!
Ooh, child. We're there in full force. They're there in full force. I'm going to share the screen right quick so we can get another view. Could take that one down and share the screen.
No peace! No racist! Police! No justice! No peace! No racist!
They say we all equal, but the cops killing my people. No justice, no peace, no. Saw my brother, now he gone. No racist police, no. That's just something we gotta speak on. No justice, no peace, no. No justice, no peace, no. Look, you You can't walk outside the house with a snapback. Police would think you thugs, react, then they clap back. Look, Black Lives Matter, that's the hashtag. But this is real life, way more than a hashtag. R.I.P. Breonna Taylor, R.I.P. George Floyd. Kill him cause the color of his skin, why you do it to him? Completely unarmed, just racially profiled. Now there's a mother out here trying to fight life with no child. Let's fight for the justice, protest just don't slow down. I can't breathe. Screaming loud with the whole crowd. When they take off that mask, they gon' put on a badge now. Out here to kill us, stand up, never. They say we all equal, but the cops killing my people. Ay. No justice, no peace, no. Ay. Saw my brother, now he gone. No racist police, no. That's just something we gotta speak on. No justice, no peace, no. No justice, no peace, no.
No justice, no peace. That seems to be our battle cry every day.
No justice, no peace.
Absolutely.
That's right.
Fuck the racist police.
Yeah, but we got to create our own police force, baby.
We got to
So I
create our
wanted
own
to play some
everything.
clips from. That's right. That's right. That's where we are now. Share the screen. We're playing from another angle of the Million Youth Rally.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, there you go.
All right, so here are some highlights, family. Again, this is the 26th-year anniversary of the Million Youth March. Originally, Dr. Khalid Muhammad was the only activist in history that really focused on bringing and mobilizing at least 1 million young Black youth to let their voice be heard. And so we want to honor him this year, in 2025, September 5th and 6th in D.C. We're waiting to see the beautiful faces of our activists and our youth who want a better future. And so how we do that is mobilize, organize, strategize, and to make it happen. So here's some highlights of the original movie.
Young brother and sister, be a doctor if you want to be a doctor. Be a lawyer if you want to be a lawyer. Be a scientist, be an engineer if you want to be an engineer. Just use your talent and your knowledge for the benefit of your people.
The message is so important that it needs, if they can't go to the message, then the message needs to be conveyed to them.
And you're the messenger.
In a way, I'm one of the many messengers.
And he's a natural at it.
Every now and then.
At age 4, Allende became a public speaker, reciting the words of great orators like Martin Luther King Jr.
That in spite of the difficulties and frustrations of the moment, I still have a dream.
Fulfill their responsibilities.
When you stop making excuses, when you start standing with our mothers, when you start teaching us to be humane, then we can build a new nation of strong people.
Yes, that you guide us and protect us from this day forward and into the new millennium. We facilitate this process by reciting the ancient sacred words.
We hope that the young people here in this city will pursue education to its highest degree and put God first in everything that they do and begin to develop themselves.
And give special thanks to the world's leader in rap music, No Limit Records, and brother Master P. Holla if you hear me. Holla if you hear me. Go buy every record of Master P you can find. Go get everything of No Limit Records you can find. We'll work on all of our rappers in the future to work toward liberation lyrics and revolutionary rap. But let's give brother Master P and No Limit Records a strong hand for financing this event here today.
There you go. Just a little highlight, family, from 1996. Yes, so Master P, a lot of people don't know how much that he has really support the Black youth in entrepreneurship and encouragement. Even to this day, he has programs to teach them how to become masters in their own right. And so we look forward to seeing that. We have some of the same faces that graced the stage back in the 90s to do so with us this year in 2025. Now, family, one of the things that we wanted to discuss was, what are the issues right now that our youth are facing? And as we go back, we say, Brother Raheem, if you could recite to us exactly since 1966 what the Panthers have installed for us as a blueprint called the 10-point platform program. And these were 10 points in which we stood for that is relevant for today's Black man and Black woman and child. Take it away, Brother Raheem.
10 for y'all can hear me loud and clear?
Black Power, we hear you.
10-4.
All right.
Black
Power.
Power.
All right. What the new Black Panthers want, what the new Black Panthers believe. Number one, 10-point platform. We want freedom. We want the power to practice self-determination and to determine the destiny of our community and the Black nation. Number two, we want full employment for our people. We demand the dignity to do for ourselves what we have begged the white man to do for us. Number three, we want taxes exemption and an end to robbery of the Black nation by the capitalists. We want an end to the capitalistic domination of Africa in all of its forms: imperialism, criminal settler colonialism, neocolonialism, racism, sexism, Zionism, apartheid, and artificial borders. Number four, we want decent housing, fit for shelter of human beings, free health care, preventive and maintenance. We want an end to trafficking of drugs and to the biological, chemical warfare targeted at our people. Number five, we want education for our people that exposes the true nature of this devilish and decadent American society. We want education that teaches us true history or her story and our role in the present day society. Number six, we want all Black men and Black women to be exempt from military service. Number seven, we want immediate end to police harassment, brutality, and the murder of Black people. We want an end to Black on Black violence, snitching, cooperation, collaboration with the oppressor. I'm gonna read that again. Number seven, we want an end to we want an immediate end to police harassment, brutality, and the murder of Black people. We want an end to Black on Black violence, snitching, cooperation, collaboration with the oppressor. Number eight, we want freedom for all Black men and Black women held in international military, federal, state, county, city jails, and prisons. I'm gonna read that again.
Say it again.
Number eight,
brother.
we want freedom for all Black men and women held in international military, federal, state, city, county, and jails and prisons. Number nine, we want all Black people, when brought to trial, to be tried in the court by a jury of their peer group or people from their Black communities as defined by white law of the Constitution of the United States. Number 10, we want an end to the racist death penalty as it is applied to the Black and oppressed people in America. We demand freedom for all political prisoners of the Black, red, and brown nation. Black power, Black power.
Black power. Black power. All right, here we go.
Black power, as if there's any other kind.
Black power. Man, I'm happy y'all in the house. Man, this is a great treat to know y'all at the Black Power Radio. We up against this new administration, but I guess I'll break the ice just by saying that when you go at these LGBTQs, that's one thing. But when you go after my archives and my museum and things, they show you actually you after Black people. And if you F with us, it's a must that we F with you. And I can't take this lightly. Elon Musk is using he stole that X off Elijah Muhammad and the X from Malcolm X. And we shouldn't allow him to walk with that X because that's our X. It's an intellectual property belonging to the righteous, to the indigent people, the poor people put that together with Elijah Muhammad. He shouldn't be allowed to just take our X and run up and down Twitter, Glitter, and Instagram with no hammer anywhere else. Donald Trump should not be allowed to use
everything they got is worth the damn they stole from us.
You damn skip is still on the peanut butter jar. And the black fist will free us. But we just not teaching. We're not advocating and teaching the use of the black fist. The white man is using the fist to unite his people, put his people on the front line. They're using their rally. The rally is something but the poor people's rally, the poor people's march. March, rally, it's all the same thing. You came in the streets to try to change something, to make a public statement that somebody effed up, somebody did something to us, and we'll let these people off the hook. Orange Toupee guy is a cold-blooded, white, nationalist, racist pig. And we should never let him forget it. From what he has done to knock all them 60,000 black people out their job and to go in our national museum, they're going to run in the museum and change the history to something they want. What's the need to alter the history? It's driven by greed. I got a picture out there of a monster-looking guy eating up
Is to validate the lie that they told.
That's right. And we are to validate our black revolution. I am a black revolutionary.
Validate the truth. That's your responsibility. Validate the truth.
And to validate
Black Power, one mic, Black Power.
And we need to organize around our principles, not just for the Million Youth Rally and the 26th anniversary of the Million Youth March and the spirit of Dr. Khaled, but we must rejuvenate. We must teach rejuvenation to the youth, not only on.
You muted, Akbar. Your sound went out. Shaky man, Akbar, your sound went out. Okay, so we're gonna bring it back up.
Okay, did the sound? Okay.
Yeah. All right, there you go.
Let me see. Okay, did it come back now?
Yeah, you back.
Okay, Black Power.
In the heart of Ethiopia, amidst the rugged landscape, in 1941,
where did that come
the tide of war turned in.
Okay, it's right now.
Yeah.
Fannie Lou Hamer said that if you're south of the Canadian border, you born in a mess. It's messy. Barack Hussein Obama said we always had to come in and clean up the mess.
We are joined.
And I don't have any stock in Barack Hussein Obama because that Negro cliche was out long before Barack Hussein Obama used it. But the significance of him, that the half black man is what I'm attempting to manage, that he killed off all.
Say it again. We call him half black man.
The half black man would run for the office. And
call him what he really is.
But he's really a mutt.
Voluntary and involuntary rape victims.
Yeah.
Right.
The mutt can run for office and win. And once the mutt ran for office and won, then the half white man ran the rest of the 3 years. The half black man came out and won the election again, and the half white man ran the office for. So you got 6 or 7 years of symbolism, but no substance for black people. And this is what we're trying to speak to, that if the substance is to be put in Washington,
Black Power,
it's because we, the Black Panther Party, and we, the black activists, and we, the black Pan-Africanists, and the righteous people with the intentions of meeting the needs of we the people, when it puts something in place. Nothing is in place for us, I will assure you. There's absolutely Donald the Duck Trump is proof and evidence that nothing is in place for us. and it would
That's
be an
right.
honor to put something in place. That day of the Black youth, we should make sure that every Black youth is there to get rejuvenated and to get their marching orders and to develop a different theme, a different strategy, a different dynamic on the ground, and to bring a different outcome from our social and political circumstances. And I certainly thank you for allowing me to say these few syllables. I got several people we're trying to reach out to and get them online. I think one is in New York and one is in Atlanta. So we're still reaching out. And we love you so much here at Black Power Radio TV News. We hope you'll continue to support this network because it is the most informative radio talk show on the internet. Thank you. Peace be unto you. Assalamu alaikum and Black Power.
Walaikum salam. Black Power. Black Power.
Black
Appreciate you, National Ambassador. Black Power.
So with that being said, we're going to
Black
read to you because we need to be teaching the youth and we need to be teaching ourselves, each other, what Black Power truly means when we say it. When we
That's
say
right.
Black Power, this is from the Black Panther Party for Self-Defense. We have 9 local objectives. These are the 9 local objectives in accordance with the new Black Panther Party National 10-Point Program and Platform. Okay? Black Power. Listen to me. When we say Black Power means to define what is in the best interest of Black people. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
To develop what is in the best interest of Black people. And also to defend what is in the best interest of Black people. So when we say Black Power, this is what we mean. This don't mean we Black supremacists. This don't mean we hate all white folks. This means we are defining, developing, and defending what is in the best interest of Black people. Okay? So let's get that straight. You've been educated because you didn't know what Black Power truly means because you haven't been using your Black Power. Because if you're not defining what Black Power is, developing what Black Power is, and defending what Black Power is, you're out of order when you say Black Power. Black Power.
Hey,
Black Power.
power to the people.
No,
Black
power
Power.
to the people.
Black Power. Black Power.
And I would just like to read to you the 9 local objectives. This is what our objective is as Black Panthers. We are the Black Panther Party for Self-Defense. I don't care what you call yourself, new, old, Vanguard, original, whatever. If you don't stand on these 9 local objectives and that 10-point platform, you're out of order. That's what's out of order. You are number 1 as a Panther. You are to develop a Black Power movement. Okay? That's your number 1 objective as a local organizer. To develop Black Power through education. Okay, what did I tell my crew today? If we don't have that political education, you can't even sit beside me. You can't even talk to me. If you don't know what you're doing and why you're doing it, you have not been properly educated, you're out of order and I'm out of order. Because I'm supposed to teach you. Like Sheikh Imam Akbar taught me. That's why people hate us, because we have been educated properly on how to be Panthers. That's number 2. And what was my first objective as the chairwoman? Educate. Educate your comrades. Don't withhold information. Don't be a gatekeeper. Tell them what's really real out here. Okay? Number 3 is to develop and defend Black economic power. That means you ain't got to reinvent the wheel. People got businesses. People have organizations that need help. You ain't got to start your own organization. Go help somebody that you see out there feeding homeless people. Go see how you can be of service to them. You do not have to not do anything. You got to do something. You got to be developing some kind of program for these youth and these people out here. Okay? Number 4 is to develop and defend Black political power. Come on now. Look at what's going on. You think if we had a strong Black party, the Black Panther Party was not just a raise your fist and pump your fist. They were politically educated. They could go stand in Congress. We could have our own party. You don't have to be a Republican or a Democrat. I'm a Black Panther. We have our own nation. We have our
Bobby
own
Seale for
government.
mayor. Bobby Seale for mayor. We still want Bobby Seale for mayor. 2025. Bobby Seale for president. 2025.
Okay, but see, we got to get some new fresh blood in here too. No disrespect, but we gotta meet the people where they are right now. A lot of young people don't even know who the Black Panther Party is. Can you believe that?
Absolutely.
They don't even know we still exist. Oh, I didn't know they were still around. What do you mean? You know? But you've not been educated. You've not been allowed to be educated. Like Shaking Man Akbar said to me 4 years ago, it's not Black power if you don't use it. If you're not using your Black power, you're doing nothing. You're being a comfortable slave. And my knowledge of self permits me to be a slave. We no longer are a slave to men. All right, let me get through this, y'all. Number 5, to develop and enforce accountability in law enforcement and the criminal justice system. Who is holding these cops accountable when they killing us? Who we got? What we got, y'all? Tell me right quick. Number 5, nothing. We don't have our own Black military in sync and in order that can go check them police. We don't have that.
Right.
That's what we need. You're supposed to be developing this in your community. Don't call on us what the Black Panther Party gonna do. What you gonna do? That's your neighborhood. When we come to your city, we coming to support you. But when we leave in a trail of smoke if we don't create a Panther in your city. If we don't properly educate you about how you've been miseducated, first of all, and what you're doing. That's on us. Number 6 is to develop and defend Black youth. That's number 6, your 9 local objective. To develop and defend Black youth, okay? Number 7 is to reclaim and develop Black neighborhoods. Clean up your neighborhood. We got a Sister Pearl down there in what's she at? Tennessee, Mississippi, something like that. This queen took an empty lot and took her lawnmower, cut the grass, and made a park for the kids. A woman, and organized the youth, and they still play on that land, and they still have activities and things for them to do. Take it over.
Power. That's Black excellence.
That's Black power.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. That's right. Number 8 is to defend Black rights in general. Who is defending us? What do we have backing us? Do we have a nation backing us, y'all? Is there anybody that can speak on behalf of the whole Black nation at this point? No.
Got the Afro-descendant nation that's building up.
Yeah, we do. We got that, but who knows that? We know that. They don't know that. We got to tell them that.
Keep on pushing it.
That's right. And here it is. The number 9. We demand local reparations and compensation. And I'm going to read that one because that's what's real as well. Okay, it says, we affirm that the governments, corporations, white private citizens of the region have willfully, intentionally, and recklessly enslaved, discriminated against, robbed, and disenfranchised our people. Countless and innumerable ways. We affirm that the same entities' wealth in the region is rooted in the slave trade system and currently profit from the contemporary racism and disenfranchisement. We thereby demand that the guilty parties relinquish billions of dollars owed in finance, land, and other necessities, supplies as partial reparations. To partially compensate for over 400 years of slavery, discrimination, racism, brutality, robbery, theft, land stealing, suffering, death, physical and mental injuries, general abuse, defamation, slander, and a host of other crimes and torts of the broadest and worst magnitude. We demand the use of these partial compensatory damages for this institutional rebuilding of the Black nation. and community with absolutely no strings attached. Do you hear what they said? Y'all want me to read it again?
Say it
Black
again.
power, Shay, you right in exact.
All right, we fully support all national reparations movement and call on Black organizations to fight for reparations by any means necessary. So you absolutely right, Brother Raheem. We stand with the Afro-descended nation. We stand with those that are for reparations. We stand with them. We support them. We support Dr. Mutulu Shakur and Dr. Imam no, what's his name? Come on, y'all.
Umar Johnson.
H. Rap Brown.
H. Rap Brown. He's still yes. And Mumia Abu Jamal, who is still alive.
Yeah, free
as well as move
all day. Absolutely.
Well enough and still doing time for a crime he did not even commit. But what are we doing for Mumia? What are we doing for our political prisoners and things like that? Talking about it or
we're working on the Nobel
Don't talk
Peace
about it,
Prize.
be about it. And if you need this 9 local objectives, just put it. I'll put it in the chat room. But that's Black Power.
Black Power.
Black Power. This is a new world. I'd like to step in and share 3 things before I start. One is, how do you make the Black nation rise, agitate, educate, and organize? And just remember this. Sankofa is more than just a word. You talking about what the descendants, Afro-descendants are doing. This is not a one organization responsibility. It's a collective diasporic responsibility. We all must pitch in because we all will benefit once we do. The problem with us is we don't want the responsibility. And I understand that because nobody ever taught us how to think. They told us what to think, and we don't like responsibility. Then that's got to change, and it can only be changed by us. I was listening to those 10 points when the brother read them. They need to be reviewed because most of that is not European responsibility. They benefited from it, and no devil, no white man, no parasite, no exploiter or colonizer is going to undo what they did and benefit from. So we have to understand most of this is our responsibility. And may I remind you what I think it was Roosevelt told the Pullman car porter, A. Philip Randolph. He told him what the problems were in the Black community, and Roosevelt told him, "You're dead right. Now go back to your community and make me do it." That's still true today, y'all. If we want these things seriously. Yeah, that's A. Philip Randolph. A. Philip Randolph. A. Philip Randolph. Okay? And this is what we have to understand. Most of this is our responsibility. All that Janae was talking about is what we have to do. Like she was talking about the woman who took a vacant lot and turned it into a park. We have the ability to do this. As I was saying, when Akbar was talking about what whatever the cracker name is, that did the car, the electric car. Anyway, the best of everything they got from us. Now, the key is, like I said, take it all back, make it all black, just like that. Stop BSing with this because it's not a game. I'd like to remind you all the lesson I learned from Marcus Garvey, who I never met a day in my life. But the lesson is still just as true today is when he did it and when you reminded me of it. When you take BS off the table, liberation occurs. What we don't do, don't get done. What we won't do, won't get done. The reason we ain't got a damn thing is because we haven't done a damn thing. And if you want something better than you've had before, you got to do something better than you've ever done before. And now it's our responsibility to step up and take control. The devil's time is over. It's our time. The question is, can you remain in righteousness long enough to do this correctly? Because the last thing we need is a cheap imitation of what the devil has done for the past 400 years. We don't need you for that. We need total righteousness. And if you can't do what's right, please sit your ass. Please go sit down and get out the way. Because I guarantee you, if this world has ever become a better place, we're the only people on the planet who can do it. My question is, what the hell are you waiting on? God, Jesus, Yahweh, Buddha, Jehovah, Allah, and all the deities that we shit on are in your mirror. I'm talking to them right now. So if you want a better time, I can't say you've never done it before, because we taught the world how to read, write, pray, think, wash your backside, and cook your damn food. Now you got white people telling you to wash your hands and teaching you how to cook. Now, if you don't know something wrong with that, you need to see your local doctor as soon as possible. You need help. I dropped my mic. Love y'all, family. Stay strong as if you have another damn choice.
Black power. Let's not forget about the
right.
Sankofa conference coming up April 22nd.
Not April 22nd.
Yes.
The Sankofa conference is going to be May 24th.
May 24th. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's going to be May 24th. And what we're doing, okay, we'll get what time is it? We'll get to that.
My bad, y'all.
It's okay. It's cool. We're going to get to the updates and everything. Dr. Truthbag, you ready? You got anything else?
Yes. We wanted to take absolutely. So we wanted to highlight 10-point platform, as Brother Raheem was mentioning, but more importantly, the local objective number 6, number 2 and number 6, actually, to educate and to defend our Black youth. So we have a couple of examples. We have a musical break first. We're going to play Messiah Ramkin's Black Fathers. But when we come back, I'm going to remind you on why we need autonomy when it comes to law enforcement. We need to have our own way of policing our own selves. All right, so we're going to play some examples for that. So again, thank you for listening to Black Power Radio. We're here every Sunday and Monday, and we're gearing up for April, which is National Poetry Month. So we're going to be looking for some good spoken words, some conscious, vibrational, confident, positive words to empower our Black people throughout the world. So we're looking forward for the month of April. All right, so let's take a quick musical break, and then we'll have you back on some prime examples of why we need our own police force.
Black Power.
Yeah, Black Power.
We need our own everything.
No need for fame, Black fathers are legendary. Watching He Got Game, coming from the hood, often misunderstood, but still, Black fathers are necessary. Fighting the penitentiary as well as the cemetery. Only right I wrote a song made for my brothers. And whether or not you get along with your baby mothers, our babies love us, our babies need us. He just might be that Black father, the baby Jesus. More precious than a stone from Sierra Leone. That's a child of a Black father, the heir to the throne. Before mine and that diamond in the dirt don't come out shining, they come out muddy. Babies born bloody before the huggies and onesies. Birth from the Black essence, so it's unnatural for a Black father to lack presence. There to provide lessons when babies ask questions, to guide them through imperfections, doubts and transgressions. To teach a foreign language about their ancestors, to read body language, face and hand gestures, to love their body image, hear strength textures, learn instruments, jam sessions and band lessons, car seat buckle ups, teaching them boxing uppercuts. More to manhood than muscle ups and busting nuts. More to childhood than Donald Duck and double dutch. Nothing can replace a father's love and mother's touch. No need for fame, Black fathers are legendary. Watching He Got Game, coming from the hood, often misunderstood, but still, Black fathers are necessary. Fighting the penitentiary as well as the cemetery. Only right I wrote a song made for my brothers. And whether or not you get along with your baby mothers, our babies love us, our babies need us. He just might be that Black father, the baby Jesus. To mothers who stand in the way of fathers and their children, then go say he left them abandoned like a building that's tore up from the floor to the ceiling. Paint peeling, I ain't feeling women who find joy stealing the joy of a father, not letting his boy see him, or the joy of his daughter, whose dad is a loyal supporter. Based on a court order, filthy, you need Florida water and a bush bath. You despise his eyes, despise his mustache. Shout out to the fathers walking the good walk, good path. Every child need a father for a good talk, good laugh. Why make a good dad look bad for a child support check if he absent with welfare at your doorstep? Had him locked, ain't feel remorse yet. Poor sweat, nightmares like a war vet. A karma catching you slipping, floors wet. Though your mom's babysit, sadly a nanny can't replace a daddy's place in the family. No need for fame, Black fathers are legendary. Watching He Got Game, coming from the hood, often misunderstood, but still, Black fathers are necessary. Fighting the penitentiary as well as the cemetery. Only right I wrote a song made for my brothers. And whether or not you get along with your baby mothers, our babies love us, our babies need us. He just might be that Black father, the baby Jesus. Black fathers are legendary, let's call names. LeBron James, not cause he called plays or win ball games, or can take it to the hole or shoot long range, because he take care of home beyond just suits and Balmains. Robert Nesta Marley, you can never discredit. Died young but left a legacy his children inherit. with them in spirit. El Hajj Malik, MLK, create fear how a black father could be here now, dead next day. Bow heads, let's pray for the fathers turned martyrs. George Washington, Carvers and Marcus. Black soil covers the carcass. Black fathers never die, they multiply like the square root to pi. Same rules apply if you shoe shine or wear suit and tie. The line of work don't define the worth of you and I. Never saw my pops work for another man. A mentality I don't expect this world to understand. No need for fame, black fathers are legendary. Watching he got game, coming from the hood, often misunderstood, but still, black fathers are necessary. Fighting the penitentiary as well as the cemetery. Only right I wrote a song made for my brothers. And whether or not you get along with your baby mothers, our babies love us, our babies need us. He just might be that black father, the baby Jesus.
Word. He might be that black father. That is Messiah Ramkinson. Yes, even though he came out with this very powerful song, we want to give homage and support and praise to our black fathers. They are the backbone of our community, and this decadent society wanted to see half of them either in jail or dead or turned out, one or the other. So we gotta keep prayed up and put these differences aside, put some revolutionary stops to that. And education is that key. So we have hundreds of thousands of examples of why police brutality has continued to devastate or desecrate our communities. Walking while black, talking while black. So many examples of unnecessary police brutality. But as we know, police force, they started from slave catchers in the late 17th, 18th century. These were noble positions in their time of where landowners, European landowners that stole from us, they were elected for them to catch runaway slaves. They had an oath of office. They were well looked up in their community at the time. And for us, just walking down, even though we may have been free, we were asked, where are our papers? And if we didn't provide papers, we would have been shipped to the next plantation or nearest plantation nearby. And so in 1865, family, when slavery was so-called abolished, not the treatment though, or the mentality of it, we were still accosted because the slave catchers morphed into the actual first police force in the early 1850s. Boston, New York were the very first stations where now you have sheriffs, state troopers, federal agents. Nonetheless, they all have the common goal and mentality of their ancestors, which is to see us as property and less than. So we're going to play a couple of clips. You could actually load that video. We're going to start from student.
By Matt Walsh, who is out with a new movie called.
Okay, so as National Chairman Shaky Ma mentioned earlier, the mentality of the current administration that you have here have this mentality that Matt Walsh, who is an author of something called What is a Woman? That's his claim to fame. But the way that he thinks is exactly the mentality that they have when they see us, or the history of the traumatization of what we have suffered as a people. They don't see it as something that is continuing. They are literally living in an alternative universe. And so as you hear Matt Walsh making this repeated comment, oh, well, tell me what's preventing Black people from moving forward. I don't think that racism exists any longer. You would believe that this guy was living under a rock, but trust and believe, family, this is the mentality of the oppressor 99.99% of the time when they see us, is that they think that what has happened in the past, we should get over, or because they don't experience, or they have the use of privilege from our stolen intellectual property, stolen land, stolen everything, that they don't have to experience that. So therefore, hey, I don't see racism any longer. It's just a bunch of stupidness. But anyway, let's roll that beautiful bean footage.
Look at actual laws and policies that
Republicans have singled out Haitians. And has there been
Was big and bad.
Guess your assumption there was that it is Haitian people that are creating the conditions on.
Fast forward that. Haitians are the whole
that were in place that deprived Black Americans of rights, but certainly now it doesn't exist anymore.
Of this officer tasing Micah Washington after he's already handcuffed and he's complying.
Now, family, if you remember the story of Michael Washington, about a year ago, him and his brother was changing a tire on the side of a road when a he-she, okay, not only an officer, but a he-she, okay, decided to flex its muscles on this beautiful Black man, only 22 years old. This young man, Michael Washington, and he actually went to jail after the outcry, even though he was released, but still that experience for a young Black man who has actually never been to jail prior, actually a very exceptional youth, changing his tire on the side of the road was apparently an offense for this idiot.
Right there on the front of the car. Right there on the front of the car. Stay shit. Oh yeah.
I'm saying what you saying. Oh yeah, fuck. I'm not. Oh my God.
Fuck up.
Okay. Oh, down. Oh my fuck. Oh my
God. You want it again? No, man. Shut the fuck up. You was big and bad. Shut your bitch ass up.
But certainly now it doesn't exist anymore.
That footage, I can remember when they first broadcast this incident with Michael. And to hear the cries of our Black men. When I tell you, family, there was something inside of me that wanted me to snatch that lady right there, that he-she. Why do they feel that they have the right to assault us while we're handcuffed? This is their MO. While we are handcuffed, family. He's another example of Antoine in handcuffs, pulled over in South LA. Actually, he was sitting in his car when he was yanked out of his car in South LA, and they decided to flex their muscles here.
What did I do?
Now, it's not clear what led police to pull the man over. All of this unfolded Sunday off of East 113th Street in Watts. At one point, you see in the video and you hear the police officer tell the man to stop resisting. The man replies, "No, I am not."
I'd say the same thing with systemic racism as well, that nobody is creating policies, again, that are deliberately intended to create disadvantages for quote unquote people of color.
We need policies and progress that brings us closer together.
At any point in history, when you can go back and look at actual laws and policies that were in place that deprived Black Americans of rights, but certainly now it doesn't exist anymore.
Murray scolding a student found on school property after hours.
Now, family, you're going to see a 14-year-old, Ahmaud Williams, 14, okay? They don't care what age they're in, but they will do what they feel their racist hearts desire.
Shows Ahmaud Williams waiting in the principal's office. He's exchanging words with school resource officer Steve Shaulis.
Man to man, bro. I'll do if you're 14 years old or not. I will punch you in your face.
Shaulis confronts Williams, putting him in a headlock and eventually dragging him to the hallway. Principal Kevin Murray helps Officer Shaulis hold Williams down while a teen is handcuffed and tasered.
I'd say the same thing with systemic racism. Nobody is creating policies that are deliberately intended to create disadvantages for quote unquote people of color.
He joined the force. Officer Stephen Koo has repeatedly been accused of excessive force and using hostile and racist language. He's also accused of harassing people of color.
85 complaints, family. Do you see that on the screen? 85 complaints of just harassing Black folks. But do you think he was fired, family? Let's just take a random guess of what happened with Mr. Koo.
Who say their biggest crime was being in the wrong place at the wrong time.
But Stephen Koo, in his 12 years on the force, has received 85. We could not find any officer who's amassed that many that quickly. And for Koo, virtually every complaint against him where race is listed is lodged by a person of color.
It's somewhat of a concerning pattern, simply because you would probably want to see a mix of different races that we're talking about.
They rolled the window down and they asked us, do we have any guns or drugs on us?
DeAndre Reed and his brother were standing outside on the street where they live when Officer Koo and his partner pulled up.
We said no. They told us to lift up our shirts and do a complete circle so they could see our waistband. We complied.
Reed was jailed and then released. After he filed a complaint against Koo with the city's Office of Chief Investigator.
Now, again, family, in these cases that you see, there's absolutely no crime that these are people committed. They were just randomly approached by the most racist officer at that moment in time. And this is their stories.
Reed and 3 witnesses said Koo used the N-word. The only person who didn't was Koo. The complaint was sustained, but Koo appealed and with no reason documented. His commanding officer later dismissed the charge.
Okay, how many times have we heard that, family? Okay, in the state of Breonna Taylor, you had the officers that actually had an interview and put on a pedestal stating that Breonna pulled the trigger. But yet that was unfounded and they were dismissed. Charges were dismissed, such as in this case, 85 complaints. Instead of firing him, nope, they dismissed the charges.
Even today, DPD couldn't tell us why.
We take it very seriously, and we have disciplined members of the department strenuously when using that type of language, especially with citizens.
Not him, though.
Not any, apparently.
And so
All right, family. So lastly, even if you're an FBI agent yourself, as we're going to show in this next and last example, we'll take this down and we're going to share this screen. And so this is not for the faint at heart, family, but of course we must witness. Put this on there. Go. Share the screen.
Done. It was already over.
Favorite, open all the windows. What? Open all the windows. You want me to make your life difficult?
So I was filming, but I didn't get any of it because I was in front of them.
You want to give the trooper video footage?
Uh-oh.
All right, family, let me get
All right, when you're ready to go.
Okay. Appreciate it.
Where are you filming it? Be honest.
All right, so as we wait for this to load, there's a young man that was, his name is Micah Williamson, and he actually is a bona fide FBI agent, but that didn't stop him because he had dreadlocks in his hair. They didn't care.
FBI agent. The cop treated him disgustingly by harassing him, but when he realized what he had done, it was already over.
Favorite, open all the windows. What? Open all the windows. You want me to make your life difficult? Because I love making people's lives difficult.
Really?
There you go. I just did that. What are you going to do about it? Nothing. Okay.
You call your supervisor?
Are you deaf?
You call your supervisor?
Oh, there's no supervisor.
There's no supervisor.
No, there is no supervisor. Put your hands up there.
I got a gun on my side.
Okay. Where's the gun?
Please?
Where's the gun?
On my right. Right here.
Okay.
On my right hand.
For my safety and your safety, we're going to do this today, okay? Oh, you have a license to carry this?
We're in Florida, right?
Do you have a...
I sure enough do.
It's called a concealed carry permit.
Listen, my license is around my neck.
Oh.
I carry it around my neck.
What is this?
Is this fake? A lot of people like to act like they're cops.
What an asshole.
Right. Where's the ID?
Federal agent.
Okay.
So now my badge don't even make a
Lean
difference.
against. So you're. So why wouldn't you tell me?
Yo,
You been drinking today?
Drinking, sir. We don't drink.
I smell alcohol emanating from the vehicle.
Actually, we're doing an investigation on. You didn't call your sergeant here neither.
There's
so
no
there's the
sergeant.
things that we supposed to do here, right?
Okay. You could have just identified yourself as
When I showed you my badge and you grabbed my badge, you still didn't believe it was real.
because people impersonate officers all the time.
I'll make sure when I see your charger, we'll make sure.
Well, we don't have to go that far.
Ah!
Okay.
No, we won't. We'll go farther than that. We'll make sure we talk to them. We'll make sure we do a lot of things on this. I'm pretty sure you probably have other offenses against you. But you have a nice day.
Have a nice
Continue
day.
to have a mind.
Listen.
I appreciate you, sir.
Listen.
Sir, I appreciate you.
Yeah, that. You see, but many of us family, we can stop the screen. That right there is a perfect example of them getting their behinds handed to them. But many of our black men and women or youth out in these streets don't have the luxury of actually being an FBI agent and getting off like that. I'm sure that this officer, that if you just hear the sound of his voice, deserved to be under the jail. I still need to find out because they didn't display what his name was. But nonetheless, I'm sure that Micah, went to full extent to hold them accountable. So we'll give you an update on that story. But for those who are our family members, our loved ones who aren't that lucky to be in that position, are constantly harassed, and our lives are always at stake. That's why we always got to have that talk with our youth on how to act when they're in public. And we shouldn't have to have that talk. Our melanin should not be a threat, but it is what it is. So are we ready to educate our youth on sovereignty, on how they can take over, how they can create their own autonomy? And there's power in numbers. We could do it like yesterday, family. So we know the fact of unity is an issue, but those who are unified, we must support. We must add to it. We can't take it away. We're always going to have the Harriet Tubman says. A lot of them are still enslaved mentality, but we can't waste time any longer on Uncle Pookie and Ray Ray. You understand? We got to focus on revolutionary brothers and sisters who out in the field, 10 toes down every day. And that's the highlight for the Million Youth March. Take Back Our Children in Virginia in August, and Million Youth March September 5th and 6th in DC. Let's make it happen. All right, so we're going to relinquish the floor for any comments.
Dr.
Yes,
Bay.
Yes, sir.
Just wanted to remind us that we must always remember there's a document called the Constitution that explains why they do what they do. The Constitution is clear about where we stand, so we have to be clear about what we think is misunderstanding. No, they have a clear understanding. We don't seem to understand who and what they are. Global white supremacy is a machine. Europeans operate on code. That's why he said he don't understand. And he said that global white supremacy is over, as it was back then. They don't use the N-word. They just treat you like one. And we don't seem to understand this. They're on code with global white supremacy, which is a machine. Drop the mic.
Right on. Well, thank you for that reminder, my brother. And so we are doing whatever means that is necessary to make sure that our Black babies are not constant casualties of this environment. All right, so family, one of the things that we wanted to talk about again was education. So where do we come from? How many of us are aware of Haile Selassie and the Ethiopian World Federation? Now, Haile Selassie is an important figure to recall because when he came to the United States and did a speech at the United Nations, he laid a blueprint. He laid a blueprint based on the Ethiopian culture. Now, why is it Ethiopian? Well, Brother Ajuba, Kofi Ajuba, he actually has a clip that we'll play tomorrow on the details of why we got to think back. We got to think ourselves as Ethiopians, because at the end of the day, they have a country in where the beginning of man started. This was where the very church has started. So in that area, Eritrea, Israel, Ethiopia, that was the conclave of where we started as man, as black men. Then we spread out to the rest of the world, whether it's voluntary or involuntary on a boat. However, we were the first man on this earth. No one can refute that. So when we talk about emancipated slaves that's on this soil, we have two kinds. You have those that were already here, indigenous, ready, not the $5 Indians, but us that were here first and foremost before we were invaded. And the second were coming by involuntary servitude. That's right. So if you had a first class cruise ship in chains, most likely, that was also the reasoning of how we became populated on this soil. So those who say they're ADOS, when it comes to restitution, American descendants of slaves, they always like to argue, no, we never, transatlantic slave trade never happened. That's a bunch of who shot John, because it did. You have families who still tell the stories of what their ancestors went through. You can't make up those records. But those who also dispel the fact that we had Black people already on this soil is also incorrect, because they both are correct. And that's what my sister was saying. Education is the key to change all of that. When we study our history and go back and know who we really are, I can guarantee you, family, 99.9% of what's been happening to us won't continue to happen. That's for doggone sure. So we're going to play a clip.
That's Black Power. That's Black Power, all facts.
That is Black Power. Yes, darling. And we cannot dispute the facts. All right. So Haile Selassie was the last emperor of Ethiopia. And again, he left the blueprint for not only us as descendants of slaves on this soil, but for the rest of the world, called the Sixth Region. So you may have heard of what the Sixth Region is. We had covered it on Black Power Radio a couple of months back. But just for a stark reminder for our listeners who may not know what the Sixth Region is. The Sixth Region is basically the territory of where we as Africans or Akibilanians, the original man that is born outside of the motherland, born outside of Africa. So that means United States, Brazil, Canada, France, Central America, South America, and the Caribbean. Anywhere in the world in where we were born outside of Africa is called the Sixth Region. Now, why is it called the Sixth Region? Because the motherland has 5 regions to itself: North, South, East, and Central Africa. So the fact that the Sixth Region doesn't have any coverage, never had an autonomy, the African Union back in the early 1920s, 1930s, the Office of the African Diaspora turned into something called the African Union. And that really just covered the member states in Africa, in Akibilan. Now, so people say, hey, what happened to people born outside of Africa? That's where in 2003, a group came together, same from the African Union, some of them from the diaspora, said we need to start an autonomy and have an agency to cover us as well. So let's start the Sixth Region. So the Sixth Region is about 200 million of us, give or take, in all of these countries outside of Africa that represents and needs leadership. Same thing of a government, of law and legislation. We know we don't have to this day, family, an anti-Black hate crime bill. Hello? They know why. Because, again, they make too much money off of us in incarceration. Why should they give us our rights, right? They make too much money off of our dead bodies. They make too much money off of us not being housed. The homeless sector is over 69% representation is us in the homeless sector in anywhere USA. So all of that is going to change once we educate our youth who we are. And we're going to take it all back, as Brother Newell would say, and make it all what? Make it all black.
Black power.
Black power. So let's play this quick clip, and then we're going to round off.
Ethiopia, amidst the rugged landscapes and ancient traditions, a legend was born.
Lij Tafari Makonnen, later to be known as Haile Selassie, entered the world on July 23, 1892, into a lineage steeped in royalty and honor. His father, Makonnen Wolde Mikael Gudessa, a distinguished general in the Ethiopian army and governor of Harar province, passed on to him not just a name, but a legacy of leadership and strength. From his earliest days, Tafari displayed a sharp intellect, nurtured under the guidance of French missionaries who recognized his exceptional critical thinking skills. By the age of 13, he had already earned the title of Dejazmach, a sign of his emerging leadership qualities. Tragedy struck when Tafari was just 14, as his father passed away, leaving him to assume the responsibilities of governorship over the provinces of Sindamo and Salali. Despite his youth, Tafari embraced his new role with maturity and grace, balancing his duties with a continued dedication to his education. The political landscape of Ethiopia was fraught with turmoil and intrigue, with the deposing of Emperor Iyasu in 1916 saw the ascension of Empress Zewditu to the throne. Recognizing Tafari's leadership qualities, Zewditu elevated him to the rank of Ras and named him Crown Prince and Regent, entrusting him with the guidance of the nation. Under Tafari's regency, Ethiopia underwent a period of modernization and reform. He worked tirelessly to end the practice of slavery, a commitment that would see Ethiopia welcomed into the League of Nations. His vision extended beyond Ethiopia's borders as he embarked on diplomatic missions to Europe and the Middle East.
All right, family. So I just wanted to play a quick reminder, the League of Nations. I'm going to leave it right there for 1 second. This is exactly where the United Nations, which is the most evil institution against Black people there ever was. The League of Nations. Haile Selassie was there from the very beginning.
Extended beyond Ethiopia's borders as he embarked on diplomatic missions to Europe and the Middle East, advocating for economic independence and forging alliances with caution and foresight. Despite his efforts, Tafari faced challenges to his authority, most notably from Governor Balcha Safo in 1928. Accused of treason and challenged by Empress Zewditu, Tafari emerged victorious, crowned as King of Kings, and taking the name Haile Selassie I. His coronation marked a new era for Ethiopia, a symbol of unity and progress in the face of adversity. Haile Selassie's reign was soon tested by the dark clouds of war looming on the horizon. In 1935, Italian forces, under the command of Benito Mussolini, invaded Ethiopia, unleashing a wave of brutality and oppression.
And it's right here, Black family, in where we, descendants of slaves at the time, actually went to Ethiopia to help against the Italians. That's right. Even though we were going through some stuff on this soil, we still saw to be on code to fight with our diaspora brothers and sisters at the time where they were of need. Let's not forget that. And it wasn't a lot. It was maybe not even 20, half a dozen of Black folks that decided to say, yeah, you know what? We're going to stand by our brother. And this gesture, family, is the reason why Haile Selassie owed an indebtion. And he said it publicly over and over again. He thanks the Black Americans for standing by their side during this time of war.
Haile Selassie mobilized his people, leading them into battle against overwhelming odds. Despite their valiant efforts, the Ethiopian army was no match for the might of the Italian forces. In 1936, Haile Selassie and his family were forced into exile, seeking refuge in Bath, England. From there, he waged a different kind of war, rallying international support against the tyranny of Mussolini's regime and tirelessly advocating for the liberation of his homeland.
That was us.
In 1941, the tide of war turned in Ethiopia's favor as British and Ethiopian forces, with the support of the Ethiopian resistance, liberated the country from Italian occupation. Haile Selassie returned triumphantly to Ethiopia, reclaiming his rightful place as ruler and ushering in a new era of hope and freedom for his people. Following his return to Ethiopia, Haile Selassie continued to work towards the modernization and development of his country. He introduced social, economic, and political reforms aimed at improving the lives of his people and securing Ethiopia's place on the world stage. In 1966, Haile Selassie made a historic visit to Jamaica, a trip that would have a profound impact on the island's Rastafarian community. Believers in the divine nature of Haile Selassie, Rastafarians saw his visit as the fulfillment of a prophecy and a validation of their faith. His words of unity and peace resonated deeply with the people of Jamaica, and his visit inspired a resurgence of interest in Rastafarianism and its teachings. Haile Selassie's legacy extends far beyond the borders of Ethiopia. He is remembered as a visionary leader, a champion of freedom and justice, and a symbol of hope for oppressed peoples around the world. His life and legacy continue to inspire generations of people to strive for a better world, where all are treated with dignity and respect.
That's right. And there you have it, Black family. One of the greatest leaders that we don't know too much about until now, Haile Selassie. And so his legacy is what we want to teach as part of our Black history. Because again, he left a legacy through the Ethiopian World Federation Constitution, drafted in 1937, then revised in 1950. And we're going to go over a little bit about of that throughout our future Black Power Radio shows, so that way our listening audience can understand why we have to return back to where we came from and bring back our ancestors from the diaspora and the motherland to build a new force and foundation for our Black people. So that being said, I'm going to relinquish the mic to our co-host, fabulous Queen Janae Nzinga.
All right, Black Power. So tonight we're going to close out, and every night on Black Power Radio with political education. And you have your orders. Okay, these are your 12 general orders. Number 1 is to take charge of my post and all Black African property and in view. That means if I lay my pocketbook down and I walk away from it, you better pay attention to it. You better make sure that your people not getting robbed. You're not taking nothing from your people. You are making sure that all Black African nation property in view. Take charge of my post. Number 2 is to walk my post in a perfect manner and always be on alert. Number 3, to report all violations of orders instructed to enforce. Number 4, to report all calls from the post more distant from all bias than my own. To quit, number 5, to quit my post only when properly relieved. That means if you are on post, and on post means you stand until somebody tap you on your shoulder and say you are properly relieved. You don't walk away, you don't get distracted, and you stay on alert. Understood, Black Power?
Black Power.
Black Power.
Black Power.
Right.
Black Power.
Number 6 is to receive, obey, and pass on to all the next Panther who relieves me all orders from the commanding officers of that day. That means if you are on post and you are properly relieved, you tell that person, watch this person over here. Keep your eye on that person over there. You see that brother or sister over here that look like they might create a distraction or a post. You are to give that order to the next person properly relieving you. Number 7, to talk to no one except in the line of duty. That means you don't talk to the cute little baby that might be walking up, and you don't talk to nobody else that might look like they want to just have a conversation. You don't talk to nobody unless they are a Panther and on duty. in the line of
No
duty.
distractions. Zero
No
distractions.
Number 8, in the case of disorder, sound the alarm. And we say that a lot, sound the alarm. But sounding the alarm means you activating the entire Black Panther Party. So please don't bring no pettiness. No pettiness. You sound the alarm if you know that there's police brutality going down right in front of you. You sound the alarm when you know that there's an imminent threat coming towards Black people. That is your general order to report that to the Black Power Nation. Number 9, to allow no one to commit a nuisance on or near my post. Now, Akbar can tell you where you at, Ambassador Shaky Man Akbar. You will not create a nuisance on my post. You will not be allowed to be a disturbance during a Black Power meeting. No, sir. We will escort you 5 miles away from where the Panther Party is formed.
Have a good night.
That is the order that is given by the commanding officer. And that's my favorite one.
Yeah.
Okay, number 10. In any case not covered by instructions, call the ranking officer. That means you don't ask your comrade that don't know what's going on. You go to your ranking officer. You go to your chairman. If you can't get to the chairman, you go to your chief of staff. Can't get to your chief of staff, you go to your field marshal. When you are forming your party, you need to make and appoint different positions. You got to have rank and order, rank and file, rank and file, rank and file. We stress that in the Black Panther Party, period. I am in New York. Before I even got on my way here, I had to check in with the commanding officer in New York City to let him know I was on my way. That's chain of command. If any order goes down, I have to go to him and tell him, or he has to come to me and tell me what's necessary. What's the next step? What are we supposed to do? Get some order and rank and file in your chapters. Okay?
That's right. That's right.
Number 11, to salute all officers in the party, official or higher in rank than me. Okay? Now, I'm national. Shaky Ma'am Akbar is the ambassador. When you greet him or myself, you salute us. Okay? And I do have my chairman on here, Chairman OC. We see you, but your device is not connected. So every time I greet my chairman in DC, it's Black Power. Salute. We stop what we doing. Get in rank, get in order. Okay? You out of order if you're not following these 12 general orders. Number 12. To be especially watchful at night during the time of meetings. You are supposed to have meetings with your chapter every week. Every week you check in, and actually we have a daily list that you're supposed to submit to your chairman. What did you do to help Black people today? I don't care if you walk the old lady across the street. We want to know. You understand? I do have that form, and I'm going to start enforcing that with the permission of my chairman and my national chairman. We're going to get some rank and file and order back into and some integrity back into this party.
That's right.
We have rules. We have regulations. We've got the blueprint for Black Power, y'all. Come on now.
Absolutely.
What's the definition of Black
Absolutely.
Power?
Black Power.
I agree, General. What you're talking about is proper protocol and discipline, which many don't have. They barely even know what you're talking about. So I'm glad you're reviewing it and making sure they uphold it.
Absolutely. Black Power.
Black Power. Black Power.
Because we have to be properly educated.
Black Power,
now, when you go out there and you professing to be a Panther, you know what your orders are. You don't talk to nobody. You watch everybody. You don't leave your post until you are properly relieved. And that's the number one pet peeve I have when I was the chairwoman. Because I'm talking about, I don't care who it is. It could be Homie the Clown. You don't talk to him You do not address him unless he is in the line of duty. Do you understand?
Black power.
Black power.
Then
So
4.
get
We
these
do,
generals
Master
down.
don't know that.
That's it. Get these orders together. Get your chapters together. Get your people organized, y'all. We don't have playtime is over with.
That's
It's
right.
over. It's over. We don't have no time to play around. If you are truly a Panther and you want to be a part of the Black Panther Party, we have an application process. We are now enforcing background checks. If you can't pass the background, you better let us know because we're going to pull your background. We will not tolerate any rapists, any pedophiles, anybody that's done anything nefarious to Black people. Okay,
Black power.
we're gonna pull that background. We're not playing that get away with whatever you want to get away with no more because we done been infiltrated too many times by people that had no good intentions for Black people. None have not created anything for Black people. Cannot define, develop, or defend nothing for Black folks. So that means if you ain't got a free clothing program, free food program, if you ain't got a work enforcement for incarcerated inmates program, if you are not advocating for our political prisoners, that have been locked up and behind bars, you are out of order and you are not following your 10-point program. You are not following your 12 general orders or your 9 local objectives. Now, if you need a copy of that, I'm more than glad to give it to you. Okay, now we was a little late coming on, but what I want to say in closing, and we're gonna end the show. Let's get serious, y'all. We need help with this Million Youth Rally. We have reached out to formations. We have invited them in to our think tank every Thursday night at 8 p.m. If you can't get on at 10 a.m., get on at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and listen and just put your input in. Give us 30 minutes to an hour to just say, look, this is what I'm developing in my community. This is what I'm doing. This is what I need assistance with. We got the keys to the castle, y'all. We have the backing. We have the authority, which the Ethiopian World Federation meetings that I have attended, the commanding officers told us, we stop begging for stuff. We are under the authority of the Most High Emperor Haile Selassie, his honorable Emperor Haile Selassie, to demand what we need for our people.
That part.
It's not a begging. It is a demand.
That's
you
right.
need to join the Ethiopian World Federation and be accounted for. Come into the meetings. Listen to what the world has to say about the 6th region. We are the 6th region. Every last one of us.
That's
and
right.
we have a responsibility for our people
to
know what's going on. If you say Black power, then be Black power. Use your Black power. Understand? Black power. And we do have another guest, Brother Sajet Abdul. How you doing, brother? Black Power, and welcome to Black Power Radio.
Black Power, race first. Yes,
Race
ma'am.
first.
Yes, ma'am. I have a situation going on out here in Coney Island, Brooklyn, New York. Near a few blocks from where I live, Stillwell Avenue, there was a gang attack by some Uzbekistan Caucasians. They attacked a brother.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah, they attacked a brother last Wednesday, and I'm planning to go to Reverend Sharpton's rally from Tuesday to next Saturday. And the attack occurred a few blocks away from where I'm at, and I need not move alone. So, I need some help, some support, some kind of backup, But
I'm in New York for that.
Is that Brother Akbar?
No, this is Brother New World.
New World Warrior, Brother Chef. Assalamu alaikum. Brother Chef is in New York, he's on Coney Island. We spoke today, and Uzbekistan is just the Russians taking over, and they have support from the government to do dirty to us and get out. They have free parties set up for all the cracker police and I guess the Whitey on the Moon, etc. And the Uzbekistan is another development. And they have dogs. They're doing dirty to black people. And we coming to check them in New York. Ron, there's a few officers on site there. We got Jersey coming in. And we're going to support Brother Shams in this because in this, Washamsi Watuha, Wakamari Dak Talaha, as the sun rises its brilliance, the moon follows it up. And we must follow up with some discipline to protect our own vested interests. And Brother Shams is a longtime warrior, and he needs protection. He is our senior and our elder, and should be highly respected. And we should all join together to support them against. We were taught as babies that Russian is a goddamn enemy. And the communism was a goddamn enemy, regardless of how you looked at it. But now they say, my friend Mikhail Gorbachev, according to Ronald Reagan. My friend Vladimir Putin, according to what George W. Bush. My friend Vladimir, according to Donald the Duck Trump, the orange toupee. And according to the Clintons, these are their friends, the Vladimir's. And you understand? Because we are not their friends. That's what they're telling you in the same breath. If the orange toupee guy can go in and shut down our museums, then we should all take it personal and rise up to check him in the midst of a peculiar brand of iniquity. Is that right, Brother Shams?
Yes, it goes deeper than that because they're working with Burkina Faso also. Burkina Faso is under the impression that Putin is their friend because of BRICS, Russia and China, but they are quite aware. They're being careful about it, but still they're looking at them as allies. And no Caucasian is allied to anybody that's of color. No Caucasian is an ally to nobody that's of color. You know?
That's right.
So fact.
Yeah, I have a website that y'all need to check out too. And a link that connected to that website that explains everything. The link is the Union of Member Nations. The Union of Member Nations. Remember, Noble Drew Ali, he told us in the 48th chapter, Moore's Holy Quran, to link ourselves with a family and nation. Nations having our same interests, the same plight we going through, you know, at heart, and dealing with the same situation. We need to link up with them right now. Right now. And be sure that our mission is successful. Otherwise, we're going to become extinct. We have no time to play. We need to step up our organization, strategies, operations, what have you. You know, we have no time to slow down. We have no time to slow down. We have to speed everything up as far as unification, organization, everything else. Remember, Malcolm X said, we are not outnumbered. We are out-organized. If we get our organization together, we can win. We can win this battle.
Black power.
Black power. Yes, sir. But my website is not helpful. USA legislations people.bravesites.com. I said it in the chat already. I said it in the chat.
Not helpful USA legislation. You can't get more direct than that. I like that. Get straight to the point.
Not helpful USA legislations people.bravesites.com. And the link to check out is the Union of Member Nations.
Yes, sir. And actually, we want you to come back on Black Power Radio if you can to elaborate a little more of the Union of Member Nations. I think this is a very important site as I'm looking over.
We all should be able to talk about it tomorrow night if I come back on, because I'm asking us to check it out. We need to be that organized. I mean, if we're working for the European asks any of us something to do, we do it, and you know, we don't let slack off for doing it either, because the minute we slack off with the European scores that against us towards firing our people. That's why we have a problem with DEI right now. You know?
Yes.
Yeah. So we need to be the better of the best and the best of the best right now, you know?
That's right.
I call it SOS, heading out standard at the time.
Yeah.
Well, praise God on that. Well, I appreciate y'all so much. And we're so grateful again for those who joined us tonight on Black Power Radio. We are here every Sunday and Monday giving you the most informative radio on Black everything, updates, news, and everything thereafter. So we ask you guys to please like and share Black Power Radio. Make sure that your mama and your daddy and your cousin them is listening. Now, before we adjourn, I want to give and tomorrow special condolences to Queen Mother Melody for the beautiful Rashida Hill, gone too soon. Her daughter, unfortunate circumstances, and this is why we got to uplift our babies more than ever. We don't know when we have another day with our loved one, family. So go to your loved one and give them a hug and tell them that you love them today, because you never know, they may not be here tomorrow. So we want to give our condolences and our love to Queen Mother Melody and the family at this time, and send our prayers for a beautiful spirit again, Rashida Hill, soldier at heart. She is here with us in spirit. Black Power.
Black Power, condolences, prayers up. Black Power, Black Power. Yes, we were able to pray with Mother Melody this week, and we extended the warmest and most heartfelt condolences to her and to the family. And we pray that the Almighty God will open the paradise and the heavens to Al Jannah and receive her on the very highest level of as possible. 50 years old, Rashida. The thing that's unique, she was born on March 17th. I'm born on March 17th. She died on March 17th. Mother Melody, both of us have daughters named Rashida. They're about the same age. And I'm just saying to you that when you lose a child and you have to bury your child, I think it was something dealing with the respiratory. And she's constantly complaining about the chemtrails and the COVID shot and all of these things that connect up, that they set us up for death. It pressed me so badly, I had to write early instant death syndrome, EIDS, early instant death syndrome. Are we disproportionately affected by death, especially our celebrities, our entertainers, our sports figures, our politicians, social status figures, educators are dying. The airplane crash had 2 or 3 important educators on there from Howard University. Well, some call it Howard University, but nevertheless, a mile from the white supremacy house, there was a Black Hawk helicopter, rises up out of, boom, collides with mid-air collision with American airline, a regular passenger flight, collides and kills, I think, at least 60 some odd passengers. We went to Asheville, North Carolina, and there was more than 30 some odd body bags. People were killed in the natural disaster. In the fires of California, more than 30. At the white supremacy house, 60 some, double the amount of body bags. 1 mile, less than a mile from the White House, from the white supremacy house, straight up. Yeah, less than a mile from the white supremacy house. Airplane crash, 66 body bags. And the first thing out of his mouth, DEI, meaning that niggas can't do this. You got to get your math straight, brothers and sisters. And anything critical race theory, anything DEI, some diversity, ethnicity, inclusion, and not exclusion. The Honorable Dr. Frederick Douglass said to avoid exclusion, find full participation in your own black government. Succeed from the foolishness, brothers and sisters. Get out of white is in the moon, Democrats, Republicans, independent. You can't even get a vote in independence. Libertarians. You can't even vote in the state of Vermont. Where you will give you more loyalty, pay more attention to burn out Bernie Sanders on this stage, huh? Then you will shake it, ma'am, out by someone explaining to you the facts of life and opening an avenue, giving a voice to the voiceless, and opening the avenue for us all to get free from a very peculiar brand of enslavement. I'm talking social, political slavery. I'm talking psychological enslavement, technical advancement and enslavement to cars, clothes, housing, just a slave. And you know we would have freed more if we knew he was a slave. So I'm saying to you, you must break ties with the open enemy in order to free us at this hour. And we're stuck and caught up. I think Kanye West, he just broke the ice. He's putting some more stuff out. And we'll explain it more tomorrow. We thank you, Brother Shams, for coming on and giving us insightfulness on what they're really doing in New York, and especially Coney Island, especially Brooklyn, especially at Manhattan and Harlem. But tomorrow, Sister Melody will be going to the memorial service, I believe, for Sister Rashida Hill. And I'm saying to you, if you can make it, make it. My plan was full-blown to make it, and at this late hour, I may not make it, but there's still an opportunity. But brother and sister, get used to going national. Stop being you. You cannot fight revolution from your front porch. If you ain't crisscross this nation, you're not in the revolution. You're in something else. You might be a Facebook revolutionary, but you're not a national representative of getting this fight on and checking the enemy in the midst of a very peculiar brand of iniquity at this hour. Let's get up so we can free everybody and we can get our own government. We don't need to acquiesce to this brand of foolishness. It's not government. It's a race hatred game. That's not government. If you drain the swamp, put all the reptilians on your cabinet, and tell us we built it, but we can't participate in running it because we're smart enough to build it, but we're not smart enough to run this shit. I'm going to call this guy a liar to his face and show and demonstrate through our action we're just as brilliant, just as sophisticated as anything that's ever landed a space shuttle. And I'll land my plane and just say, my, y'all still look good tonight. Thank you for joining us tonight here on Black Power Radio. If you left you out, only because we didn't say about the Million Youth, we need to remember Sankofa and the Million Youth. We need to remember Brother Ramzu over in Detroit for the 4th of July at Detroit for the human rights movement, the human defense movement, and we need to support them stronger this year. We should demand every panther, every black activist, every black Pan-Africanist, every black movement should be in Detroit by July the 4th. Every black moving obstacle, every black moving thinker should still find a way to reach out to our youth. You should put down your obstacle and reach out to the youth for Labor Day this year for the Million Youth Rally. It's an observation, it's an observance of the 26th anniversary of the Million Youth March. And please, please, on my begging black knees, don't leave out the Honorable Dr. Khalid Abdul Muhammad. I would be remiss if I not give up the acknowledgement to a bold, bald-headed black man that saved my life.
How can y'all hear me?
And that is why we're here. That is why we're here today. Black Power.
Okay. Black Power. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Just to be clear, I am in New York and attending the service for Rashida. Queen Mother Melody is very important to me. She's a mother, she's a queen, she's a healer. If you got any ailment, whatever it is, you need to talk to Queen Mother Melody. She actually hosts a holistic class. She teaches on what's the name of that book? What are y'all on, Aqua?
One of them is Heal Thyself, and they're on Facebook. They got Clubhouse, a network on there as well.
Clubhouse. That's what I was going to say. Clubhouse.
Minnesota.
Yeah, she teaches
Minnesota
on
Clubhouse. Look for the Minnesota's room on Clubhouse and et cetera, et cetera. Go ahead, sister.
All right, Black Power. So we're going to end the show. We wrapping it up. It's 10:10. We was a little late coming in, but we always on time. Black Power. So come with your pen. Come with your pen and paper. Come with your ideas. Come to get your political education. We're going to be teaching political education on every episode of Black Power Radio. We got to understand what we doing out here, y'all. We got to know. You know, and I tell people all the time, I don't want to do this, but I got to do it. Somebody got to do something. We can all sit around and do nothing. Somebody to do something. And as far as go for the Sankofa conference, understand we moved it to May 24th because the king and Queen Mamakazi and Chambray, Joshua, and Ponga are going to be in England, the UK, together along with Professor James Smalls. What we're going to do is we're going to host a simulcast with them from the UK during that ceremony. This is the first time that we've had representation like this from the nations to come together and really tell us we must unite. Africa must unite. The 6th region must unite. You must get connected to the source. Now we have a nation that is backing us. Do y'all understand that? Now you talking about reparations. You cannot get reparations without a nation. You have to have a nation backing you. Okay, so this stuff is not something that we got to keep begging for. It belongs to us. And start acting like it and walk in the authority of the Emperor Haile Selassie that he left for us in this country. So stop feeling like you're lost, Black people. We not lost. We've been found. We've been here. We've been here for millions of years.
We ain't new to this. We true to this.
We true. That's right. So please, I say Black Power. And use your Black Power. If you do not use Black Power, it is
I sat in the class of Professor. I sat in the class of Professor James Smalls and Professor Dr. Lennon Jeffries back at City College from 1993 to 2003 when I graduated and went on into graduate school, acquiring 86 credits, required 92 on the Master's of Science level in research for mental health counseling and specialization, but I use my research skills for activism these days and for Black Power, you know. But no, we have to tighten up the ranks. We have to be about what we say we're about, you know. We cannot slack off. We have to speed it up and tighten it up, because if we don't, we're gonna become extinct. Black Power raised first.
Black Power. With that being said, we are ending this episode of Black Power Radio. I'm sorry, I was so hungry, y'all. I had to eat a little bit. $77 Bakers. We need to support this platform. Come on, y'all. We got a bill. We getting kicked off the live because we got to pay the bill. Got to pay these bills. $77 Bakers. Support Black Power Radio like we are supporting you out here in this community. With that being said, go ahead. One more. Our special guest.
I want to thank y'all for having me on. I enjoyed myself tonight.
Welcome to the family. This is Brother Tupac Shaky Ma'am Akbar. He is going to be the commander in the Jersey and New York region and organizing a whole new chapter right here. Black Power.